The Nigerian government is in the midst of efforts to regain the upper hand against terrorists who have been wreaking havoc on lives and property across the country. President Bola Tinubu and his team are also fighting to redeem their image after U.S. President Donald Trump accused them of enabling these same terrorists in perpetrating what he called a genocide against Christians in the country. The general perception is that Nigeria's decade-and-a-half military campaign against terror has considerably faltered since President Tinubu came on board in the face of mixed signals from government at sub-national levels. Well, Chief Olabode George is the former deputy national chairman of the main opposition People's Democratic Party. He joins us now to have a little chat about the state of the nation, particularly on pervading insecurity in the land. Good afternoon, Chief George. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
A pleasure for me to be part of your discussion.
So let's get right into it. How would you assess the current state of the nation in terms of governance, economic stability, and of course, security?
Let me start with the security. The most important part of governance is that once you are given the ballot and the victory, it becomes your responsibility as the head of that nation to provide the necessary safety of properties and the life of the people. Since 2014, I think, after the convention, after the Constitutional Review Committee set up, we examined the need to secure this country. When the British left here, they left two evils in this country. The first is tribalism, and the second is religious bigotry. What does it matter? The day you were born, did you ask the Almighty God where you want to be? To be a Yoruba man, an Hausa man, or a Fulani man, or what? Did you ask? So it is this crazy thing that they left behind, and from that time till now, every issue surrounds it. What has it got to do with putting a smile on the face of the people? And, you know, I want to appeal to the APC government. While we are facing this terrible hunger in the land, and there is anger in the land, we are heading to election year. When you compound all those vagaries together, it is a time bomb. Mr. President, first of all, what is wrong in establishing state police? We have seen, nobody is going to cancel the federal police, but policing is local. When you now turn the boys who live in the same area and legalize their existence to put smiles on the faces of the people, it will be better to manage because they will understand the language of the local. They know the do's and don'ts in their own area. So why are we wasting time? 2014, this is now. I am happy. I read something last week after the Arewa consultative in the North also met and took a decision that they also now have agreed to a state police. The West, the South, met with their governors, and the governors' statement made after that conference is that they also accept to have state police. What are we wasting time for? What are we wasting? Because the way it is, you don't even know who is telling the truth or who is telling the lie. You always hear, oh, so many children have been taken away from one place, and in daylight, I am a general. In daylight, they take them away. Then some people will pop up. Oh, we are negotiating with the kidnappers. Government will release money. God knows what they do with the money. It is not acceptable. This is an issue we can sit down as Nigerians and resolve. Never again shall this nonsense come up. Now, it has become so nonsensical that the major issues that we need to contend with are left only for the security. Who is well? Who is safe? America, Trump, and now put his searchlight on Nigeria. Do we deserve that? Where is this giant of Africa? We are much better than this. Please, Mr. President, I beg you, with all your team, all the other ones trying to cause one trouble or the other, for the sake of the Gen Z generation, because no job, no money, how do they feed? An idle hand is a devil's workshop. Let us take the priorities. Let us look at the priorities. I spoke this week about the issue of the National Library that First Lady wanted to build. National Library? No, sir. No. There is hunger in the land. Use that money as a support,
yes,
for skill acquisition,
right,
and for little people looking for microcredits.
Yeah.
We are drifting so badly. Now look at the team in our own political party. They not only locked the doors, they put barbed wire and created a prison. We are the owners, the board of trustee members of the party. We are the owners of the assets and liabilities. We've been talking about it. What has it got to do with the price of milk?
Well,
why?
Chief,
who gave the order
Chief
to
George,
lock up our secretariat? This, fella said something while he was alive. He had a song. Trouble they sleep, Yanga go wake up. Waiting you go get wahala. You go get plenty wahala.
Plenty wahala, Chief George.
We're heading in that direction.
You're so right. And the irony is so many of Fela's songs describe exactly what is on ground right now. But I want to ask your opinion concerning the recent shakeup of the security chiefs that happened a couple weeks back. Military shakeup. We saw General Musa removed as Chief of Defense Staff and replaced by General Olufemi Oloyede, and a bunch of other people were removed as well. Only for a few weeks later, the president to appoint General Musa as the defense minister. This was all after the rumors of an alleged coup, and of course, rumors of, not even rumors, but Donald Trump's statements about what's going on in Nigeria, and suggestions that he had pressured the president to remove some individuals and reinstate some other individuals within the security network. What do you make of all these shakeups? What do you make of the sovereignty of the nation at the time when the West, just like you said, Donald Trump has put a satellite on the country and we really don't have our things in order?
When you open your doors, all kinds of things will come on in. I told you, these two devils, tribalism, religious bigotry, who will win? Is it us? Haven't identified the great problems we have plaguing our nation, tribalism and religious bigotry. So we should sit back. Anybody elected becomes the leader of the nation. America intervening. Why did we allow them to poke their eyes on Nigeria? We, Nigeria, we participated in the liberation of Mandela in South Africa. We assisted Rhodesia to become what it is today. In West Africa, we sent our troops to fight on the cause of establishing democracy in Liberia. The same thing in Sierra Leone. The same thing in Somalia. We were the giant of Africa. What has happened to us? You see, petty little things. Oh, you should be there. I will be there. When you get there, what the heck are you going to do for the nation? It is so painful. There is no profession anywhere in the world that you will not find one Nigerian as an expert. Where is that giant of Africa? What is going on? Look at the way, who locked up our party secretariat? Who? These are the little adding up that makes this country a huge mess. This is a brilliant, I have traversed the length and breadth of this nation. It is the Almighty God bless this country. There is no area you will get to, you will not find things that are useful, which if they convert it, they will live very well. What is democracy? The management of the resources of the land for the benefit of the people. We're not doing that. We're derailing some people, all kinds of, the political thing is driving me nuts. I said to my wife, if I was in Abuja, I would have gone into that building.
Now, Chief Judge, allow me to interrupt you for the sake of time. Now, this administration, it's always touting its reforms as part of its achievement. So I'd like us to focus a bit on the economy. To what extent, have these economic reforms improved the overall well-being of Nigerians? I know recently we got reports that Nigeria recorded 3.98% of GDP growth. But has that in any meaningful way really affected the average Nigerian?
The beauty of it is my background, I'm an engineer by profession. And then I did a master's program in business administration. So that has opened me into the knowledge of economics. There is so much difference between economics, because it's a social science, as against the technical management. You see, when we design and when we talk, we tell you as engineers between parameters that this building will survive. But have you ever seen an economist with only one hand? On one hand, it is this. On another hand, it's a social science, because the human behavior is involved in it. Okay, all these cries, something has gone down. The common man in the streets wants to go to the market and be able to afford what they will sell to him, so he can get home, feed his family, and be happy. It's not those data. Something has climbed up, something is going down. What has that got to do with common man? They don't care about it. What they care about is what he will be able to provide, to put a smile on his face, to get out in the morning and be able to go and work and come back and feed his family and send his children to school. And if there is anybody with illness, go to a proper hospital. I don't care about all this data, this is this, that data. As it is happening here, it also is happening in America. You remember when Donald Trump won the election? He said, I'll make the price of this to come down. I'll make the price of that to come down. If you watch them now, they are saying, well, Mr. President, what is the cost of all these edibles in the market? Is it all this your interest rate, something to the right, to the left? I don't care about that. And that is why we are advising, for example, private people. The First Lady said she wanted to build a national museum. Brilliant. But at this critical time, I have spoken, appealing to her. Yes, it's a brilliant idea. But the most important thing first, they've given you, is free, you ask for donations from people. And those people too, I said it before, Mr. President, if you know them, all these bank chairmen, bankers and all that, create a special fund to meet the needs of millions of these young people. Now, when you go out all over the place, I see the people. The Fulani people have been doing their animal thing before I was born.
Well, Chief
we
George,
grew up to know them in Lagos.
Chief George, for the sake of time, I know we have to keep cutting into your questions, but just before we let you go, it's been a lot of doom and gloom that we discuss on air. Just by the way the country is set up and the world is set up in general. But despite the doom and gloom, you convey often a sense of prayerful optimism. So what's your basis for hope for Nigeria that we can overcome these challenges and fulfill our destiny as the giant of Africa, as you stated earlier?
With God, everything is possible. If you are in public office, it is service to those people. The most important thing we must get right, and that comes to Professor Amokuton. You must be fair, you must be equitable, and you must be honest. Because someday, maybe this country, the Almighty God that gave you the opportunity to expose yourself, to be given that responsibility, they will ask you. All right? I want to plead. There should be no mago-mago, wuru-wuru in the election. There should be, my boy, my young son, what's his name? Wike, he said he will be quiet on the day that PDP does not present a candidate for presidency. I said, what the heck is he saying? Well, we will not present it. And that is when he will. Yeah, what? Is that democracy?
Now, Chief George, I'm so happy that you brought up the issue of PDP. Just allow me to interrupt you here. I'm so happy you brought up the issue of PDP because we really cannot let you go without talking about the PDP. Now, a lot of your governors are defecting. They are resigning. And some critics believe the reason why this is so is because the PDP is really not any different from the APC, which is why your members find it so easy to cross carpet. So I'd like to know what fresh policy or fresh ideas the PDP will introduce to distinguish itself from the ruling party as we look forward to 2027. Very briefly, we're almost out of time.
Yes, it is very interesting that you mean anybody will compare our party with APC, and that's why they are drifting, they are jumping ship. I wish them the best of luck. You will remember what I'm saying. The founding fathers of this party gave so much for this nation. G14, Papa Ekweme was the chief coordinator. What would he be doing with Chibola Ige from the West? This other man, they were always in opposite direction. Then Papa Solomon, all these old men who were also important in the First Republic, they came together, analyzed the situation, and created a procedure that will make this country, whether you are a minority tribe or a majority tribe, you have some time in the annals of this nation that you will be so honored. Unlike the first time when it's only majority tribes that will be in government. Minority tribes will just be onlookers. Now, what is going on now? Like, I'm happy you said it. When people moved to manipulate the procedure that has been established, I have explained this severally. And once the presidency is in the north for 8 years, by our own constitution, that position must come. After 8 years in the north, it must be 8 years in the south. And when it comes, on all the positions, the elective and also party offices, Section 7, subsection 3C of our Constitution states, and I quote, that there shall be rotation and zoning of elective offices and appointive offices for the sake of justice, fairness, and equity. We went through the mess.
Well, we sincerely wish the best for your party and PDP and the nation in general. We have exhausted our time. Chief Bode George, it is always a pleasure to have you here on Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us.